seriously, do I really have to introduce this young lady? Do I really have to? Not really, but I do. First of all, I'm Jan from New York City. I love helping people keep some of their own hard-earned money. Hi, Steve Young from the Everywhere with Steve Young74 channel. How you doing today?
Good. How
But
are you?
okay, but have with us Prepper Princess. She's the author of the book Living on Almost Nothing. How you doing, Prepper Princess?
Great. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Steve
absolutely.
and I, we just have like a couple of pretty much basic questions, and I'm going to get started with question number one. And I'm dying to know how you feel about this because I have a definite opinion. Let's see how you feel. Question number one. Many financial experts use the term good debt. Is there actually such a thing as good debt?
No, not for the average person. Um, I'm not sure which financial experts you're thinking of, but more than likely it's going to be somebody like Dave Ramsey. For the normal person, you've got these huge entrepreneurs that use debt leverage for different multiple houses and stuff like that. Well, they have a team of people behind them teaching and training them how to do it, or they're being paid to do it for them. Good for them. Good for them. For me personally, I cannot. I, I I get really stressed out with debt because it's an integrity issue for me. I feel like if I made a promise to pay somebody back and then I have the ability to pay them back, but I choose not to, and I use that money for something else, to me, that's an integrity and a morality issue. Not only that, but I like to live a very, very simple life. Very simple life. No extravagant this, no luxuries that, no mansions, none of that stuff. And when you're trying to live a simple life, having 20 different accounts with different levels of debt and interest rates and stuff like that, and then hoping that your rental properties are going to pay you on time every time in order to pay off or pay payments on those debts, it's just really stressful. And I've also learned that a lot of stress really shortens your lifespan, and I would like to live a long time. So I would rather just not have debt. It is just much easier, simple, peaceful life and existence, very harmonious not to have debt, as opposed to being one of those ballers that shifts their debt in different ways. I don't think any debt is good debt.
No one could have said it better than you did.
Hmm.
I'm not a fan of it either.
No.
That's what I meant by I'm so and I believe Steve, are you in agreement with that as well?
Yes, I am. No, to me, I agree with what you just said. I would rather just live a peaceful, happy life because I don't know. Whenever I feel like I have debt, I feel like I have this black cloud hanging over me because I don't like owing. I hate it. I mean, it's just not one of my favorite things. But I think I'm in agreement that there is no good debt. I mean,
Less mental clutter in my opine.
right.
Steve, I know you have a question coming up.
I do. How can frugal people live a quality and happy lifestyle?
Is that for me or for Jan?
Oh, not for me. That's for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Jan backs out of this one. So, all right. So, frugality. There's a big misconception between frugality and not having, like a lack. There is no lack in my frugal game. I can tell you that. I have found that when I look at my memories of the best possible times of my life where I was smiling, I was so joyous and happy, and I was surrounded by friends, it was never with spending money. So it might be around a bonfire where somebody collected firewood when they went for their walks. That's what I do. Like
Mhm.
around a bonfire, somebody's got a ukulele or a drum or something like that, or we've got music playing in the background and we're just like barbecuing steaks, BSing, telling our life stories. Those are the happiest moments for me, and they cost nothing. I would say if you you think that you're frugal and you spend a lot of money in order to try to attain happiness, then you're doing it wrong, because scientists have proven over and over again that spending money does not equal happiness. It is the relationships that you have with your friends and family that equal happiness.
Mhm.
So if you want to be happy and you want to be frugal, try and find those things in life that are entertaining. They provide a huge entertainment value and cost no money. So instead of going out to get coffee, make coffee at home and then go out to your local pond that has ducks and go out there and watch the ducks. If you, I don't know, want to go to dinner and a movie, for starters, I don't understand why anymore. Why would you want to go into a crowded movie theater with overpriced food when you can do it at home for free on a streaming service? Or you can even pay $5 for a movie that you want to see one time, and you can have all the same things at home that you would have at a movie theater, except you have more privacy. Dinner out, spending $50 on a steak is ridiculous when you can spend $2 or $3 on the same quality steak at home. Makes no sense. Just make sure that you are getting the same stuff that you would be paying a premium for out there, and doing it yourself and getting it for nearly free. And then make your life experiences free as well. If you can make your life experiences free or low cost, you are going to be internally happier and your wallet is going to be thicker. Simple as that.
You've really nailed it down to a
Yeah.
nutshell on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Steve? Amazing.
She did.
So back to you, Prepper Princess. If you don't mind that we keep asking you.
Keep asking away. I love
Okay, thank
like
you.
rapid fire.
All right. This may sound like a simplistic question, but I think it warrants an answer. Okay? It has to be asked. What are the possible consequences to living a financially irresponsible lifestyle? Can it come back to haunt you one day?
I did a survey on my channel at one point. It was a long time ago, but it was a poll survey of people who are looking back on their lives and seeing what they wish they had done differently. Do you wish you would have bought a bigger house? Do you wish that you would have spent more on experiences? Whatever. 67% of that poll said, I think it was 67%, might have been more, said, I wish I had saved and invested more. Because once you get to old age sneaks up on you. I'm 42 years old now, and I still feel like I'm 23, right? My body works just like it did when I'm 23, but I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, there's that 40-year-old looking back at me.
Oh, yeah, poor elderly looking Prepper
Right, and then when I figure, when I'm 60, 65, if I was irresponsible with my finances and I didn't save or invest anything, right now Social Security is about $1,400 a month on average.
Right.
If you are renting an apartment and you are living on $1,400 a month, you're barely living above poverty. And people use Social Security as a crutch, thinking that they're going to be just fine living on $1,400 in their old age, because and they never saved anything. Now, people who say, I don't have $5 to spare, I can't save anything, I'm calling you out on that. Yes, you can. There are horrible consequences to making poor financial decisions. And it's not just one bad financial decision. It's over and over and over. If you were getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, you're getting 52 paychecks in a year, and you never saved a penny. You made the same mistake 52 times in a year. And if you're doing this over 20 years, that's over 2,000 chances that you had, and you didn't take any of those chances. 2,000 chances.
I never thought of it like that. That's
right?
That's very eye-opening.
You should be, not even if it's $5 or $10, you should be putting it in a high interest earning account. Right now, I've got a Capital One. I think it's at 4.3 or 4.8.
Yeah.
You can put it in the stock market in Jeppy, which has a 10.68% monthly dividend return. And people who say they don't have any money, if you have $10 a month and you put it into an account like Jeppy or an investment like Jeppy, and I'm not a financial advisor, please do your own due diligence, blah, blah, blah. This is for entertainment purposes only, okay? Don't sue me. But if you put $10 a month and then a year later, you now have your $10 turned into $11. If you put in $100, the next year you have $110. It grows. And people don't understand how this, like, save money because there are scary, frightening consequences. The food bank, one half to two-thirds of the people in a food bank line are elderly. And more elderly women in poverty than any other time in history.
That is really heart-wrenching.
It's sad.
Yeah.
You can't work when you're elderly. You know, take care of it while you can work, so that when you're elderly, you don't have to work in order to have a roof over your head.
Well, thank you for another eye-opening answer. I know Steve has a question.
I'm trying to scare everybody into investing and saving.
Well, you know what, Steve, before we go to your question, just give me one moment. Okay. I'll give you an example. I call my channel the Training Wheels channel, as far as to motivate someone to save. Don't stop there. It doesn't stop at that. Saving money is not where you're going to grow it. You grow it through investing, high interest accounts, other things. That's where so many wonderful channels, such as yours, for example, that's where, you take it to that, next level type thing. I'm just like the little Training Wheels thing, and I'm happy to do that. And that's what I want to do, to get that person to get on that bicycle the very first time. But what you're saying, we have to go to the next level. If we keep ignoring that next level, it's going to be disaster when you're entering my age bracket. I'm going to be 65 in December.
And it snuck up on you, didn't it?
Out of nowhere. I don't feel 65. I don't even know. What am I supposed? I don't even know what that's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
But I do know that, with proper plans in place, it could be a lot easier. So it's just about, pre-planning some things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, what's your question?
Well, what I wanted to mention about age sneaking up, because I'm in my 40s as well. It wasn't that long ago I was 42 like you are. I'm about to be 49 on Halloween next month. Of all days, that's my birthday. But I noticed when I hit my 40s, the time just seemed to go by like in the blink of an eye. So I'm definitely in agreement. Definitely do what you can when you can, because later, things are definitely going to.
Yeah, time is like a toilet paper roll. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes.
Oh, that's a good one. I never looked at it that way.
I got to remember that.
Well, the question I have for you is, you are a millionaire at this time. In a nutshell, what is the most efficient way to achieve this status?
Well, let's see. So how do I? I'm sorry. Repeat the question. The fastest or the easiest way?
Okay. In a nutshell, what is the most efficient way to achieve this status, and that's to become a millionaire, more or less?
Okay. Well, I am not like an expert. I'm a baby millionaire. Barely a millionaire. At one point, I had, I think, 1.4 million, and with the stock market, since the last presidential candidate, I have less than that, but I'm still a millionaire. But for me, I have been investing since I was 18 years old. I maxed out my Roth IRA, and anytime I worked 2 jobs from the age of, I want to say 18 to 38. It might have been 20 to 38. I'm not, there's that toilet paper thing again. I don't know the exact numbers, but I've been working 2 jobs my entire adult life. I had to sacrifice time away from family and friends, and yes, it sucked, but now I have all the time in the world to spend with all those people. But what I would do is I would work 1 job and live off of that, and then the other job would go towards my 401k or my personal brokerage account, whatever I could, after I reached my 6 months to 1 year savings goal. And then everything extra just went straight towards the investments. And then when I was forced to sell my mother's house, before that, I had a couple of jobs where I got a huge windfall, like a $21,000 windfall. I was working for Washington Mutual that was bought out by Chase. And what they did is they knew the government stepped in and told them, we're diluting your business. I don't know what was going on. I don't understand it. It was during the 2010 crash or whatever. And the Washington Mutual said, okay, we're going to have you work for a year. And then if you stay with us until the end, we'll double pay you retroactive in a big, giant, fat bonus check at the end. So I was working overtime, as much overtime as I could at that job. And I got that huge windfall of like 21,000. And people are like, ooh, get a new car. That's what everybody was telling me to do. Get a new car. And I was like, no. I put that all into a brokerage account. 100% of it went into SN. I don't know what it went into. Anyway, so anytime you get a windfall, you get a big tax check. People say, I used to work with people that would get a tax refund of $11,000, $12,000, and they would go to Disneyland and they were in debt. And I was just like, what are you doing?
Cringe, very cringe.
Oh my God.
Cringe.
So anytime you get a windfall, invest it. I was forced to sell my mother's home, and people think that I used that money to buy no. That money went straight into investments. It went straight into my brokerage account. The house that I bought in Arizona was with my own money I paid in cash that I had been saving up over the last 10 years. I was getting ready to buy a rental property anyway. So I did that, and then I stayed there, and then I went back into hyperactive workaholic mode again and saved as much as I could, and then I bought this house in cash. So no debt. I think efficiently, zero debt is extremely important. No medical debt, no student loan debt, no car debt, no nothing. No debt is one of the most efficient ways. Starting early, starting young, and maxing out as much as you possibly can, even if you have to live on ramen and beans. Maxing out those retirement investments, and anytime you get a windfall, it goes straight into some sort of brokerage, some sort of investment. You are not spending it on Disneyland or a new car. It is being invested, and that is extremely important. You have to have discipline, and you have to manage your money. Don't let your money manage you. It is so important to have that discipline.
Bravo on the answer, right, Steve? Oh my word!
I definitely agree with that one.
You said it so clearly and so very well. I have. Before I ask you both if you have a final thought, I have to throw this question. Recently, I picked up some batteries, the really good quality kind. They're like 30 in a pack, those AAAs, Then I realized I don't need that many batteries. What do I do with them? Is it a myth about putting them in the refrigerator or freezer? What do I do with that? Is that like a myth about freezing batteries, or just leave them alone?
I just have mine in a drawer.
And you just let them go like that? Okay.
Yeah, I got it's funny how sometimes when you buy batteries, 30 is cheaper than when you buy 6. So the Amazon Basics are the ones I have, and I've got AA and AAA, and they're in these long tubes just in my drawer. So I haven't tried testing the refrigerator. It would take me 10 years to conduct that test.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Steve, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, not really, except, I definitely enjoyed the three of us getting together. I mean, this was because I've been a subscriber of yours for a while, and I learned about you through Janet, and I watch your content, and you've taught me a few things along the way, and when when we were about to do this, I was just really excited. So it's been fun to finally just for the three of us to finally get together and put something on.
And no show with you on, I cannot go without asking, how on earth are Rocky and Nala doing?
They're good. You might have heard them barking in the background.
Good, that's normal.
Anytime somebody walks in front of the house with another animal, they go crazy. But Rocky's got a new bed. I don't know if you can see it. Rocky's got his new bed right there. And then Nala is sitting at the front door waiting for the wind to blow so she can bark at it. And I just took them both to the vet within the last couple of weeks just to make sure everything's good. They got their little checkups. Rocky got his Bordetella update. So they're all up to date on their shots. They got a 100% clean bill of health from the vet. He says they're very healthy, happy, good weight, and well behaved.
Oh, wow.
I mean, can anyone ask for anything more than that?
That's my doggies.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go? Or are we good?
Only 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, no, keep on saving, be frugal, be content in your life. Don't forget that there truly are people in other countries who have houses made of garbage. There are truly people in other countries that don't have safe, clean drinking water. There are people in other countries that do not have the luxury of electricity or eating every day. So when you think about these types of things, it's very important to have proper perspective, to humble yourself. And if you are saying that's not enough steak for me, or I refuse to eat that because my body, my choice, if somebody offers me something from a third world country that I don't want to eat, I'm not going to eat it, which is extremely rude if it's the only thing they have to offer and you're not willing to eat it. But just remember, people that think things that are luxuries are not, people that think things are necessities are actually luxuries. And I think a lot of people need to start putting things into perspective if you want to truly get your finances in order and be content within yourself.
Again, nobody could have said it better. I'd like to thank you so much for being here, Prepper Princess. Thank you, Steve, for once again joining me on a show. Everyone has a channel. Check everybody's channel out, just in case. Just saying. But I do have to ask this. If I conclude the show and the thing doesn't shut off, just say bye.
Okay.
Take care, everybody. Thank you for being here, everyone. Good night.
Good night.